kind of a rough, what would you say? It's kind of a slap in the face for a lot of guys, but it's a necessary thing because guys get stuck in certain places and they don't know, they think it's them, and it's not. It's their surroundings. It's where they're at. Just kind of like, well, we'll go through this and then we'll give you a comparison. If you're struggling to get laid, meet girls, find a girlfriend. A lot of times you're going to have to move to a better environment. If you're in a small town, suburbs, rural, you're going to struggle in America, city. In America, cities, there are always girls looking for fast, anonymous sex, girls looking for interesting, fun guys to casually hook up with, traditional girls looking for a solid boyfriend, husband. You'll literally never run out of girls, but you're going to have to move. Guys that are in a small town, the girls are either already taken, already run through, already married. Let's use the rule of if a girl is of any quality, you can kind of like go by this. By 25, they're going to have been married at least once. They may be married and divorced already, but somebody is going to have taken them off the market by 25 at least once. It doesn't mean it works out because, life is a gamble, but almost all the girls are already gone. When you are in a smaller suburbs are for families. Suburbs, every single guy that I know that like bought a house and moved to the suburbs from the city regrets it. No girlfriend, unless you're like on your way to marriage. You've got the girl picked out. Y'all are together. You've been together for 2 or 3 years, and you're going to get married, and you're going to have kids. Might as well get a house when it's the right time, right place for you. And then you can move to the suburbs. You move her in. You guys get married, have kids. They stay in the house. That makes sense. But being a single guy buying a house doesn't make any sense. You see a lot of these girls, and I'll tell you why you see single girls buying houses, because it skips the house buying step. When you're talking about a girl life blueprint, the girl life blueprint is exclusive with a guy, boyfriend, engagement, wedding, house, babies. Usually about 2 years spread between everything except between boyfriend and engagement. Engagement usually lasts a year. Then they have the wedding, then 2 years to find a house. 2 years after being in the house, babies show up, and then it's on. So that's why women that are hitting their early 30s, if they have a house already, but they are single, that means they can get married and then have babies within 2 years. They're running out of time, and consciously or unconsciously, they're skipping a step or trying to like eliminate that step. You can just move in with me. And that's the real deal. But if you're in a small town, you're in the suburbs, you're rural, you're going to struggle. There's just not as many girls available. You look on the app, there's like the same 20 or 30. When you move to a medium or large city, let's say Austin, Madison, even like Tulsa, Oklahoma, you will not run out of women ever. And I think I put it in a different tweet this morning. There are more women within a 5-mile radius that would gladly and willingly fuck you today than you could ever get to. When you live in a city, there's more opportunity than you could ever actually exhaust. So there's always people moving in. There's always people moving out. People are coming and going, every day. And so it's always churning. There's new players every day. What we say, there's new girls turning 18 every day, and they're pushing it up. There's just more people coming into the sexual marketplace. But if you're struggling to get laid, meet girls, find a girlfriend, and you've got the basics down, but there's just not a lot of talent around you, there's one of two things. You can set your apps to the city nearest you and then go in on the weekends, like get a hotel room. I know guys that do this. They're country guys. They like where they live. They don't want to make a major change like that. but they don't like the pickings that they have in their neighborhood, which is, a huge, rural area. So they'll come into the city on the weekend, stay in a hotel overnight. They'll have a date already set up. They can take her back to the hotel room. It's just works out for them. They travel to, it's kind of like being in the military and getting off base on the weekend. You're not ever going to meet a girl like on base, but you can in the town. And they're looking for you. So that's one of those things, especially even, guys that come in from the country. There's girls that want a country boy. They want a cowboy. They want that country life, but they're not going to ever meet it with, some metrosexual, computer programmer that, has never lived outside of less than 1 million people. It's just not going to happen. So there's a need and a market in a certain sense, and a place for guys coming in from out of town into town and then heading back out. And guys do that if you don't want to make the big move. But if you decide that, chasing women is something you want to do, you don't have to do it forever. You can move to the city for a couple of years and just go to town on what you want to do, secure whatever you want to secure, live the lifestyle you want to live, and then you can bail back out, go back to the suburbs, go back to rural life, go back to the country, go back to where your family is. Again, you don't have to make these decisions to just stay. And I think that's one thing that's lost in translation when people are talking about this. But you have to realize that if you want to pump your numbers up, there's no better place than in a city, because one girl, a average, even below average looking girl with an app can literally fuck a different man twice a day forever. And they do it. They are on the prowl because they can stay anonymous. Girls that are looking for fast anonymous, there's just going to be more of it. There's nobody knows her. She can come in, come out. No one knows her around. So women are always looking for anonymity, especially when they're looking for, casual sex. Girls looking for fun, interesting guys to casually hook up with. Again, if you want to run a rotation, it's going to be way easier if it's 4 girls that don't know each other, that didn't go to elementary, junior high, and high school, which was actually all one school, and all graduate together, because they're going to start talking and realize they're all fucking you at the same time. And then that's when everything gets messed up. If you want to run a small rotation, it's easier. The girls know you're sleeping with other people, but you're not necessarily sleeping with a girl that she went to prom with or she went to college with. And traditional girls looking for a solid boyfriend, husband. Some girls do literally, girls move from smaller towns. They want more opportunity and they want a higher caliber of guy for whatever reason, whatever high caliber means to them. And so they go to the city, and that's where you'll find more women looking for everything from casual anonymous sex to casual sex to serious relationships. You will never, ever run out of girls in the city. But if you're out there, you're going to have to move. You're going to have to come visit regularly or make a move. And that's just the facts. So know that that's part of the game. Again, you don't have to move forever. Just maybe 2 or 3 years and, go to town, then you can take her back out. So the next